tell you now just who they are. Listen to their stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well. Telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that own passive way. On passive, here today on passive, there's no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. On passive, it's a here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way on passive.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is November 16th, 2021. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend Milo. Milo, if you could please say hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Milo. Hope all is well with you and hope all is well with everyone who is watching our show today. Milo, you and I have been in On Passive for over 2 years for me and over 3 years for you. And we started the Julie and Milo show back in December 4th, and it's almost a year when we are together promoting the Julie and Milo show. And it has been well over blessings for both of us. And I know we are so honored and so privileged to be in a community called O-Founders of OnPassive. OnPassive, it is a gift. It is a blessing to me. And I know there are over 1,057,000 people feeling the same thing. Today, we do have a special guest in our holding room. And I can't wait to hear his story. Without any further ado, Milo, could you please introduce our guest?
Absolutely, Julie. Yeah, I don't know a lot about this guy, but I'm excited to talk to him. You know, I've heard him on the webinars and stuff a few times. And let me bring to the stage right now, Mr. Mike Ojongtambia. Come on out, Mike. Hey, Mike, welcome to the show.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here with us.
Thank you, Julie and Milo, for having me today.
Hey, Mike, we love talking to founders every day. Me and Julie say we're the most blessed people in the world because we get to talk to founders every day. And I've seen you on webinars and stuff like that, but I really don't know a whole lot about you. And I want to know more about you. We like to get to know the founders. And so tell me, where were you born? How about your mom and dad, your siblings, and your life now, your family now?
Oh, wow. Thank you very much again, Julia and Milo, for having me in your show today. My name is Michael Ojongtambia. I'm originally from Cameroon. I was born and raised in Cameroon, in the southwest region of Cameroon. Cameroon is like Canada. Cameroon and Canada have the French and English as their first languages. So as their official languages. I was born and raised in Cameroon. And somehow I went to school in Cameroon. I did my civil engineering in Cameroon. As a civil engineer, I graduated from the National Advanced School of Public Works in Cameroon. And in the year, well, I was raised by my mom and my mom's family, my maternal family. And somewhere around, my mom passed out away in on the 8th of May, 1999. That was when I was a baby when my dad came to the United States. He migrated to the United States when I was just 4 years old. Yeah, he didn't get married to my mom. They just had me. So after my mom died in the year 1999, my dad came look for me in Cameroon and found me from Houston, Texas. So when I finished my school as a civil engineer, I graduated from the National Advanced School of Public Works in Cameroon. That was in 2001, December. I migrated to Houston, Texas to meet my dad and my stepmom and my siblings. So I was actually the first child for my dad. Then my stepmom has 4 kids, so I'm the first. So from there, I lived with them. Worked with them a little bit, then went back to Africa in 2005. went back to Africa in Cameroon. Then from there, I migrated again to another country called Equatorial Guinea. That was in 2008, November. From there, I was there till 2014. Then I migrated to Canada. So my journey has been migration from one place to the next for greener pastures. And finally, I'm a Canadian citizen now. I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with my family. I'm married with 3 boys. My first boy is 17 years old. The second is 7, and the last one is 3 years. I have McLary the first, Theodore the second, and Richardson the last guy. He's always around me when we are in webinars, and he always comes to me.
That is so awesome, Michael. So let me ask you, through all your journey of migrations from one country to the other, and then going back to Africa and now migrated again, I know that there are some challenging. I know that there are challengings being based on what you have worked in the most migrating countries. So please tell us a little bit of those challenges that you had gone through.
Oh, wow. That's a big one. Yeah, so a lot of, if you look at people, you always go to the next, you look at a greener pasture, you go to the next, a greener one, you go to the next. So while I was, first I had a degree in civil engineering. So when I went back to Cameroon from the United States, that's in 2005, I tried to get a job that could help me, work in Cameroon and take care of things. But it didn't work out. So, if you are not in a certain level in the society, you can't get a job. It's tough over there. So I took upon myself, I'm like, okay, I'm a graduate and I can go to another country and I can still survive. So I took a bold step. I went to Equatorial Guinea. And there is a lot of challenges in Equatorial Guinea because, first of all, the language you speak is Spanish. Okay, so I don't speak Spanish at that time. I was not speaking Spanish. I could speak French because I speak French and English. So, but how can I survive over there? It's a Spanish speaking land. So what did I do? I still took my braveness and I went there. And behold, I got hired as a civil engineer. I was working in road construction in one of the biggest companies there. The challenges there is to have documentation in Equatorial Guinea. Is very difficult. Very, very difficult. So bad. You can have a job. If you don't have a worker's permit, you will have a problem. So the job that I had, my company hired me as an expatriate from the United States. I had some certifications. I did certifications like NICET, National Institute Certification of Engineering in the United States. So I was using it over there. They value it that much. So they had to make apply for a worker's permit for me and also apply for a resident permit. So that was easy for me. So I was being paid very well. I had a driver and a service car. From there, then I started learning Spanish. Now I speak and write Spanish. So that's the most challenging country that for my migration stage, that was very challenging, but I had to overcome it, and I was happy that, I was working there and I was legal because they had to make me a worker's permit and also a resident permit.
Wow. So are you saying that you are speaking Spanish now?
Yeah, I speak French, English, and Spanish.
Wow. That's amazing. How certain situation put you in a place where it forces you to learn and now you're fluent. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. You have to, in life, you have to do what you got to do to survive, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So Michael, let's go to your hobbies. I noticed you say on your hobbies, lawn tennis. Is that badminton? Okay.
I'm good in playing lawn tennis. I love lawn tennis.
Badminton, right? Is that
yes,
where
badminton,
you got the birdie and you hit? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I figured that's what it was in soccer and driving. But the part I always go to and I like is music. So it looks like you like African music, Congo?
Yes. Oh, we have a guy in Africa, the best African musician is Kofi Olomide. He's from Congo, Congo Brazzaville, Kinshasa. yeah, I love dancing his music and I sing some of them. Then I love also singing religious music. I listen to them and love them too.
I love old gospel. So do you sing old gospel or you sing new gospel?
Well, I have one favorite one that I don't know if my voice can permit me. I can give you a little bit of the
Yeah,
lyrics so
do
you
it.
can understand what is it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. It goes like this. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show your way from the earth to the sky. My debt to pay from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. I love that
All
one.
right.
Oh,
Nice
that's beautiful
job.
song.
I
I
love
got
that one.
goosebumps.
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
great
that
song.
song.
I
Nice
love
I
that
love
job.
song a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song. So
I love that song. Wow. Oh, music. We have so many musicians and singers in our
We have
family on Passive.
Passive is made up of every people. We got a lot of talents.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go into the topic of On Passive.
Oh wow.
I
Let's go.
know we are all meet together because of On Passive, and I
Yes.
believe that On Passive is made of love and made of intelligence. And so I like to find out from you, Michael, when did you join On Passive? How did you hear about On Passive? And what make you take that action that is going to change your life to be part of On Passive?
Perfect. That's a good one, Julie. Let me go for it. I joined Passive on the today is 11 on the 17th of November. So in some few days, I'll be 1 year old in Passive. Just 6 more days. So I have my friend who is my classmate. We were in the high school back in Cameroon. She is called Gladys Akam. She's in Iowa in the United States. So she sent me some videos, some recordings about Passive. I was not understanding what she was telling me because she is not in the tech field to really understand what it was for me. I did not understand. So what she did now, she just asked me one day, about a week after she came back to me and say, "Hey Mike, can I have your email address?" I said, "Sure." I gave her my email address. Guess what she did? She registered me. Then she came back to me and said, "Oh, go to your email address and activate some. I've sent some links to you. Just go and do what I asked you to do. Don't ask me questions." I'm like, okay. I went there. I saw a mail from GoFounders. So the mail down from GoFounders, I activated it. Then she asked me, she went ahead and did registered me completely. And I'm like, okay. She didn't tell me that. So 2 days after, she said, "Oh, I've done something for you. Just go to your email, you will see it." And I'm like, okay. I went to my email, I saw it. I could get now. She said, "Use these credentials and log in there, and you will see something. I don't know what it is. Read it and you sign it. That should be the NDA." I'm like, okay. I went to the back of it. I went to use the GoFounder.net website, open it, and I sent login the credentials she sent to me. She said, "It's your email address, then this is the password." I'm like, okay. I log in, I saw some paper. It was blue background. I started reading. That was the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement for Passive. It tells you what you have to do as an Passive founder. You don't have to violate some rules. Don't cross recruit, the most important one, and all those. I read them, then I signed it. So when I signed it, she said, "Okay, that is all yours. So what you're gonna do for me, I know you're in the IT field, go in there and read it all." Now, um, before I left Cameroon, I was a civil engineer. I came to Canada. I went to school for petroleum engineering. So I got a petroleum engineer degree as well. Then I went to IT. I'm a Red Hat certified Linux system administrator. so I could understand those concepts. She said, go behind there. I want you to read it very well and explain it to me. I'm like, okay. I went to the back office. I saw a lot of recordings from Jeffrey Milo, from Charles Osong, from Red Refrain, from Mike Ellis. I went through all of them, from Marty DeGamo, so Chris Johnson, all of them. I just went through, and Michael Williams. I went through all those recordings. I could understand all the webinars, most of them. Started understanding the concepts. I say, okay, wow, this is possible because I'm in the technical field, I'm in the IT field, and I understand, is this process possible? Yes, it is possible. Do we have the technicians? When I heard about the number of technicians working in our production center in Hyderabad, yes, it's possible. I'm like, okay, let me join the vanguard. So I started educating myself with all those documentations, reading them, started going to webinars. I make sure I went to so many webinars. I'm not sure when I joined OnPassive, from the time I joined OnPassive, there is no day that Sir Ash Mufare comes to a webinar and I'm not there. I'm not sure. And I have gotten the opportunity to talk to him in many occasions. I think it's like 6 or 7 times now. So that alone just brought me into OnPassive fully. Then I started making my own slides that I could say, okay. Then I went now. I came into contact with Dr. Benny in an OnPassive Telegram group. I just started communicating with her. She said, oh, we have our small group called the O Winners. You can come there. I'm like, okay. When is the webinar? So if you see O Winners in my name. OW means O Winners. So OnPassive Winners. So I went to the small group, and guess what? The person who registered me is from that group. So I'm an O winner, but I did not know. So when I just started going there, we have meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays. So at 9 Eastern. So most of the days, I go there, get more information. I started getting enthusiastic. I'll go to shows like your show, Julie and Milo show, and all the time I go to webinars like Robin Noble, one of the Leadership Council members. I go to Lynn Nakamoto. Everywhere, I just go everywhere. I go to Papua New Guinea, So when I came here, it was like, oh, you want to come and get some apples. But when you came, now the thing is changed. It's like a movement. You want to be see, I didn't know Nashville Nailo. I didn't know you before, but now we're like family. So like every day where the OnPassive people we meet is just like a family. So just that being togetherness we are connected in all over the world, because OnPassive is in 212 countries. So the connectivity is too much. The family, we're making greater, bigger families. I love OnPassive. We can talk OnPassive from here till next year. So let me just cut it a little bit that way.
I love your excitement, Michael, and it's great. And you are so true. We see it also, in the show. We always, when we bring founders on, at first, they talk about how you come in, and it's really about, what's it going to do for me? I mean, as far as income, or what about residual income and stuff? And then all of a sudden, your mind and your heart connects with Mr. Ash. And it's not really about us at that point. It's more about the humanity and what can we do for the world? How can we change the world to make it better? Because we know that our money or our apples, we're going to have plenty. We're going to have more than enough, but it's what we're going to do with those others. So I would like to ask you a couple questions. Number one is, what are you going to do, Michael, with your portion? It's all about, like Ash says, when it first comes in, we want to make sure we're taken care of and we do things for ourselves. And then we go on and we give away the abundance of apples. So tell me, what are you going to do with your apples for you and your family immediate? And then number two, what is your plans long-term to how are you going to help the world?
Oh, wow. I love this particular question, Milo, because the first part, and Julie, is like, Julie, Milo show is not ending today. So basically, most of us that have plans to do things, when we come back to Julie and Milo show to tell you that I told you this day that this is stage 1, and the stage 1, I have completed it. I'm going to stage 2. So me being a technical person, being an engineer, I mean, road construction, building construction, then petroleum engineer, okay? I can use all those my technical skills and help a lot of people in the world. Okay, number 1, for family, when those apples start dropping, the first thing we need to secure the family, get a good house. I mean, get the basic needs of everybody in the house. Then that's how we're going to go. From there now, if you get those basic things and everything for them, right? I would like to touch lives in different ways. Okay. Remember that just one account you have in OnPassive, you are a CEO of 53 plus companies already. That is for sure. So I want to take those blessings, this blessing that OnPassive is blessing us. I want to create something like a business. I would like to invest in real estate, right? To invest in hotels, like to invest in also healthcare. So I can employ a lot of people who can have and make a difference in their life. For instance, if the general people public is paying a cleaner $18 an hour, I can pay that cleaner $50 an hour. I mean, just to impact their own life, to change their own life. And so, okay, they are working for somebody different. That's another way of impacting the life, right? If I have a nurse working in the healthcare session, they pay them $18 or let me say $50 an hour. I can add 25 there to be 75, just to make it different, to make their life different. That's another way of helping. Now, that's the family setting and the business that I want to try to run to show that I can impact lives. Getting to the international scene, we are planning in All Winners. We have a project that I've presented that project someday to say Ash Mufare to create some like a trans-African highway linking all the African countries, because a lot of countries have a lot of good resources they produce. They have natural resources, but those resources cannot get to the markets because they don't have good roads. So if we create these roads, this connectivity in that continent, it will never be the same again. So I'll be one of the ambassadors, or let me say me in particular, with some group of people in the Owinners, where we go around to meet all these countries, the diplomatic section of it. And because OnPassive, okay, is the correction to corruption. We are not giving no money to no government. No, we go through our embassies, okay, in all the countries. We are Canadians and Americans. So we go through those embassies. So the embassies will lobby. They'll say, hey, we have these people who have this kind of a job, a project, they have to help you. So how do you see it? They will be the people to lobby for us before we have the finance. We'll come in with the finance and say, okay, if this costs this much, this is what we'll give and so on. You know, that aside, every other person that has any project in OnPassive, I'm trying to say, like the last time I talked to say Ash, like 2 encounters ago, he told me that, hey, as you are thinking about roads, why don't you think too as fast trains? Why don't you think of getting fast trains in the I'm like, okay. You know, he tells us every day you should upgrade your dreams, right? You should not be thinking small. We're thinking big. Upgrade your dreams all the time. So when I take that into consideration, I'm saying that we are going bigger. So we have to think bigger. And he tells me again, hey, how about if we make all the engineers in OnPassive work together? That is something I'm looking forward. I'm just waiting for our old founder to come up where we have our own networking. I can connect networking. I can get a space for that for all engineers in OnPassive, so that if people have projects in their countries, we can help them. Like the PNG people, Rona, we have special project. We can go down there and help them. Any other person, Haiti, I have one lady, Madine Jacotin, she's an O-winner as well. She wants to help her own country to Haiti. We are working on that. So any other person that have any other project, we can also come together and help them. Helping them how? Be there in present. I'll have to go down there to see all the statistics, to take whatever company I want to take and all those who make those good decisions. I'm ready to help in all ways. As our CEO is helping us and blessing us, I'm ready and willing to work too. Thank
Wow.
you, Julie.
That's awesome, Michael. And you know, one of the cool things, I'm listening to you talk here, and you're saying, you know, getting these engineers together and maybe coming up with projects, maybe roads for someplace or something. Now, the cool thing about that is for funding, what you could do is you could buy a spot called the roads or whatever, and then you have the own passive founders buy a spot underneath that. And when they buy it, they're contributing rather than giving you $250, they buy a spot underneath that. And guess what that does? That grows and grows and grows and grows. And all of a sudden, those roads that you thought, you know, it's going to be hard to get that money. It's not hard whatsoever, because as people come in and of course the company starts building it, and maybe they build, you know, underneath it, or people start coming in because they like that cause, they like that passion. It's such a wonderful thing, you know, and I try to tell people, you know, hey, when you're going out and you want to do something for someone, instead of giving them money, instead of doing that, buy them a spot. You know, can you imagine the home care worker you were talking about, or the home cleaner that you're talking about? Rather than giving them that money, maybe you take and you fund one cause, you know, with $250. And now that changes their life forever, because it's not they get it one time, they get it every week, you know, or whatever. So anyway, I love
Yes, because
I love your heart.
yeah, let me just come in here, Milo, 1 minute. Here, all founders, we have a foundation, okay? We'll register the foundation, a non-profit foundation that all of us, all founders, all winners, we are putting one. Some people have 2 accounts to connect to that there, so that it can help us for the projects. And all winners, we are many. We are like 200 or something. So if everybody, just imagine one person, we have one account. So that should be close to 100 accounts just
Right.
for those kind of a project. So what can we not do? You know, coming together is something else.
Absolutely. It's unlimited, you know, what we can do. And that's the beauty of this, and changing, you know, the correction to corruption. Mike, it's been a great show having you on today. And I appreciate listening to your passion and your excitement. And I'm the same way. I love it. We love hearing about it every time. But unfortunately, our time is running out. So I'm going to send it back over to Miss Julie, because she does it best to wrap this thing up.
Absolutely, Milo. Thank you. Especially thank you, Mike, so much for your time being here with us. I love your passion. I love your goal to help other countries around Africa. And I do hope that everything that you are planning, because I know you've talked about bridges, you're talking about connecting bridges around Africa, and I thought that was a very, very big project.
Yes.
But we are in it. We're all going to help out. Everyone will help out on that project as well.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome, Julie.
Yes, yes. And I so do appreciate that you share your passion here at the Julie and Milo show. And once again, everyone, it is all because of On Passive. And here you have Michael. We call him Engineering Mike throughout the webinar. And we're so glad that he's here with us. Thank you so much, Michael. Do you want to say the last few words?
Oh, yes. I just want to thank you people for the wonderful job you've been doing. It's not only Julie and Milo show. You people, again, both of you are in the Leadership Council. I can understand the hustle that people can be for. I mean, just me, I'm not in the Leadership Council, but I have a lot of people. They come to me every day from all over the world. Then just imagine you people in the Leadership Council. I just want to say kudos, because I mean, when I stand and I see what you guys are doing, that's what gives me to the courage to help to more people, to say, hey, if my leaders can do this, why can't I do it? And like we say, we are in it to win it. And together we will join, say, Aj Mufare, and launch this company to the world, and people will know that the earthquake has come. Thank you very much, Julia Milo.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Engineering Mike, for being here with us. Everyone, here's the story of Engineering Mike. We all know him. from O Winners Group. We do hope that you enjoy the Julie and Milo show today. And please subscribe so that you can hear our next story coming up. Once again, we appreciate your time being here with us from the Julie and Milo show. And thank you, Michael, for being here with us. As always, please take care of yourself and take care of others. Good night from Orange County, California.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, it's good night to the Julia Milo show and good night to every founder. Thank you, Sir Ash Mufari.
Good night from Nashville.
The stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that own passive way on passive. Here today on passive, there's no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know on passive. It's a here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way on passive.